And hey, you guys. Good evening. I didn't set up an event on Facebook. I'm fired. I told Sue I was fired, and she goes, I don't know if that's a slang for you young folks or if you've lost employment somewhere. Good evening, good evening. I hope we're in all the right places. And I did not, these corners would have been so easy for me to just use these, but oh well. Another day. I don't know if do we have anybody joining us tonight, baby?
Hey, you're live on YouTube.
Oh, okay. It says I'm connected to Facebook too, so I hope that is the case.
Just doesn't come up. I don't know why.
Oh.
I have to go looking for it.
I don't know. You would think it knows we're in the same location. That, you're looking for me. No. So I'm gluing the last of my molds down here. Oh man, oh no, I have it. It's right there. Okay. I think I'm all set. Hey Tony, how are you? Hey Linda. Hey Stephanie. I didn't set up an event on Facebook, so I'm fired, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm still dragging. Yeah.
So the people that are here get to see the cool stuff, that's all.
The cool kids.
Yeah, Stephanie Gerenzer, and Doris Ian grandchildren over on YouTube. In addition to Linda Steffens and Tony Baldessaro Webb. So it's just for you five. That's it.
And that is fine.
Actually, it says we have 14 on YouTube at the moment. So
okay.
They're just not folks that have typed anything in.
So, should we wait a few minutes so you can say hi to everyone, or should I just get started?
Say hi. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's get started. There we go. Good evening, good evening. You guys, welcome to Royce Cycled. If you are new here, my name is Royce Hunt Bell. The voice you hear behind the camera is my husband, David Bell, and together we make up Royce Cycled Treasures. You guys remember we started this project together last week, and so we want to finish it. I wanted to do a little bit of, como se dice, like a review of what we did last week. We're making this really ornate frame, and in order to figure out where we're going to put our pieces, I used the stamps. I used the molds. We're using IOD molds. It's kind of like a stamp. I inked them with my stamp pad, and I stamped them on the paper. And then we cut out these pieces so we could kind of figure out where we were going to put everything. And that's just kind of a really good visual way, because you guys know we were very visual, right? For us to be able to map out our layout without having to necessarily pour any resin or any clay. We can map everything out ahead of time. So we have everything mapped out. We made a decision about what we're going to do last week. And so I am just finishing up the last few pieces before we start prepping. I think we settled on gold leaf. Although, did I find gold leaf? Well, I believe we settled on doing metallic. I may just cheat and use some paint. We'll see. But I have most of it glued down already. I did want to show you guys this piece. So this piece here is this piece from this one. But we're using this part of it. Whoops, I glued that down already. Sorry. We're using this little small piece on our corners, and I needed two more. We only poured two of these. So I only had two of these little bits, and so I need to pour some more. So earlier I poured some, and I just kind of left this little bit of resin here like a dam. So when I went in to pour my fourth one, I didn't have to worry about it running out. And so now, like literally all I want is this little tip here. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to cut that off. And I'm going to leave my little dam there just in case I want to, or I need to pour another one. So I'm just going to clip that out, and I'm going to leave this in place just in case I want to pour another one, before we're done today. But that's how I was able to create these little pieces, even though I didn't pour any more of the larger portions of that casting. So I'm going to go ahead and glue down the ones on this side. All this is already glued down. So we just need to glue down the rest of these, and then we'll be able to move forward with our project. And what I did was, I don't know if you guys can see a little mark. I found the center of each of mine, and I planted my pieces in the center, and then I worked outward. So I don't know how perfect all my pieces are going to fit together, but I think it's going to work out pretty good. Of course, if you wanted to be really meticulous, you could measure everything. Absolutely. You are quiet, babe.
Well, there hasn't been any comments yet. I mean, just other than everybody, saying hi. And
Yeah.
so, just
hey,
quiet
Chris.
at the moment.
I know. So we have been in the warehouse all week getting the new release out to all of the retailers. I'm really happy that we were able to get everything out to everyone. So when we announce publicly what the designs are, our retailers will have product in stock and ready for you guys. And I will make sure and schedule a live when we get ready to launch the new design. So we'll do some projects together, and you guys will get to see the new designs. And all that fun stuff. So that should be coming up in the next 10 days or so. So as soon as I settle on exact date, I'll be sure to announce that. I'm just trying to see what USPS is doing before I decide on a date, honestly. Being honest here. Because sometimes my plans don't, match theirs. And look, I'm a little bit off, but I'm not going to stress about it. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Everything is fine. And even when it's not fine, it's fine.
Oh, I forgot. Today was Groundhog Day.
Oh, was it? Do we have 6 more weeks of no winter?
No, 6 more weeks according to Kathleen Hoovis.
I'm just saying, I don't feel like, we've had a couple of cold days, but we really haven't had winter.
I don't. It's warming up. We're supposed to get up into the 70s.
I feel like we've been on a pendulum. We've had some cold days, but they've only lasted for maybe 4 or 5 days max.
Yeah.
And then it warms up again, and then it cools off. So usually we have at least a month of cold. Yeah. Before winter is over. So it's just been weird this year.
Kathleen is by Woodstock. I have been to Woodstock, Illinois. I had a great weekend in Woodstock. I can't remember it, but I had a great weekend.
How come you can't remember it?
Well, there might have been distilled spirits.
There might have been some distilled spirits involved.
Yes.
In your weekend at Woodstock?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I have to put my corners on. That's weird that doesn't touch that, but. And I am putting a little extra glue on my molds. When I put them down, I'm not really worried about the glue spilling out. I don't want big old globs, but I'm going to paint these. So if a little glue squishes out, I don't mind. But I do want to make sure that my molds are going to be stuck on here really well.
Everyone's saying they're glad you're feeling better.
Thank you. I'm still not 100%, but I'm feeling a lot better. I tell you what, this mess needs to go on and leave me alone. I'm tired. And I have stuff to do, baby. I don't have time to be sick. Mm-hmm. He said, mm-hmm.
It's true.
Okay, so let me clean up a little bit and we can get started with our next steps. So I'm going to go And I'll be honest with you guys, I just started gluing this right before we came on live, so things aren't like super secure, but they're glued down. Let me put my extra pieces in my little container. I poured these corners just because I was curious. These are actually kind of cool. I'm going to use these in something. But I had extra resin in my cup, so I just poured those. And I didn't end up using any of the border pieces. And I did want to note that you guys remember how I clipped some of my pieces in half? I did have to run them across my sanding pad a little bit to get rid of like any funky pieces that were left over. So just know that you can sand your resin pieces if you need to, like to smooth out a piece or something like that. I almost feel like we should say hi now, babe, because
Everybody's fine.
everybody's fine. Are you sure?
Can I be totally honest?
Yes.
You seem really subdued, so I'm guessing we need to kind of go within the hour.
Do I seem really subdued?
You do. So I'm guessing you're just not quite there yet.
I mean, I'm tired, but I'm fine.
I know, but...
Ooh, look, Mina, these aren't even glued down yet. I'm not fired. I'm already start painting, and I'm not even glued down yet.
Yep, that's what Gert said. Check the top pieces.
I guess I can show you guys now since these pieces aren't glued down. These pieces were the ones, they had like extra little bits on them. So I just like ran them across my sanding pad just to remove those so that they could be like more uniform. Because sometimes when you clip them, you have like little weird pieces left over. Because we kind of made these pieces. I don't know if you guys remember last week. These were the end of these, and we clipped them off. And I ended up using them. Okay. Okay. And I know it looks a little weird because they're white in the wood, but once we paint them out the same color, they'll look really good. I meant to grab that roll of tape out of the living room. But I have tape right here. Let me grab it. Now, both of us can't be subdued, baby.
No, I'm fine. When there's questions,
Y'all tell David he got to be my hype man tonight.
We're all just kind of subdued.
Is that what it is? We're all chill tonight. I'm going to put tape around my box so that I don't get paint where I don't want it. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the box yet. So I'm just going to tape it up so I don't get any paint or anything on there accidentally. And I could paint this gold and then do gold leaf. That'd be kind of cool. Then I'd end up with something really metallic and beautiful. And then I wouldn't have to risk any paint showing through. But if I were going to do gold leaf, I would probably do red paint. What do you guys think? Do I need to put anything else on there? Wait till you guys see the new ILD molds. There's one in particular that I really like. I was tempted to wait for it to finish this piece, but I decided not to. There'll be other projects. Am I subdued? I don't feel subdued. Okay.
You're a little...
I'm a little under.
Yeah, and that's okay. We've been fighting this nonsense for a little while.
And so I have my, ¿cómo se dice? my things right here. So I just clipped on either side so that my tape would lay down flat because I really don't want to get paint on the back of this. And I'm not going to tape up the whole thing because I'll be careful, but anywhere where it's close where I want to tape up that. So I think I'm good to go. One of the reasons why I love the Type Bond Quick and Thick is because it is thick and it gets tacky really quickly. So like these pieces aren't dry yet, but the glue is tacky enough that they're going to stay in place while I paint. You guys know how sometimes when you use regular wood glue, your pieces are like sliding around for like 45 minutes? That's no way, no. Like we don't have time for that. So I'm debating if I should take this out though. Let me see. And if for anybody who wasn't here for our last one, this is a frame and I had George build me a box so we could make like a cabinet. And I have a few of these around my house. So you open them and you can store stuff inside of here, which is really cool. And this piece right here is removable, so I can swap out what art I'm gonna put in here. So I'm gonna take that out so I don't end up just getting paint on it unnecessarily. And so it's just a piece of paneling that's in there. So we're gonna take that out before we start painting. And I think I'm gonna paint. I'm gonna use my favorite pigments. And those of you who've been with me for a while, you guys already know what I'm gonna use. I'm gonna see if anybody can guess what color and what pigment I'm gonna use. And I have some little plastic cups here today. Usually I like, well, you know what, maybe, I bet you my stuff in here is all dried up anyways. It's not. Usually I use my little cups, but I don't have any clean right here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and mix some in one of these disposable cups. Y'all forgive me, I like to be more sustainable usually, but today I am not. I'm gonna use a disposable cup. What's everybody else working on? Are you guys working on projects? Did anybody guess what I was gonna use?
Gert says gold, molten gold.
Molten gold. I'm actually going to use Would You Ben's or Posh's Pale Gold pigment is my favorite. I love it because the pigment is dry. So I can keep this for, I don't know, eternity. And it's going to be good. And I can just mix what I need, right? And I don't have to worry about it drying out or anything like that. So I'm able to keep my dry pigments. And then I can just activate them by adding clear coat to them.
And Kathleen Hoovis asks, what's your plan for the center?
For the center, I don't know. I'm probably going to hang this in my new studio space that I've built for myself. That, oh, well, is not really built yet. Right now, it's just a room with a whole bunch of stuff in it. And then I'll switch it out when I'm making different art pieces so they can live in the room for a little bit. So that centerpiece is just going to act as a backing. Because right now, I'm doing my art on paper mostly. Because, I don't know, I guess if I create something fabulous enough, then I'll put it on like a wood canvas board. But so if I make something on paper that I'm kind of proud of, I'll just stick it in here and hang it on the wall. Or if I buy somebody else's art, right, I can just use this as a frame and put different pieces in there.
Why does it keeps pausing on YouTube for some reason?
I don't know.
For me. I don't know why. Linda Steffens is making Valentine's tags for her Tuesday crafting group.
I know, I just skipped Valentine's Day altogether, huh? My poor husband. Y'all pray for him. Although I do have a heart in the kitchen. So I'll make at least one Valentine's craft. And so when you're using the Posh pigment, you guys, you can make it as like concentrated as you want. The more of the clear coat, the less opaque it is. And so you can kind of tweak it to be pretty much what you want it to be. And a little bit goes a long way. So I think that that's just about right. And I'm just using a regular synthetic craft brush to paint with.
Louise Stevens is working on a project for her daughter's company, and she said everything looks wonderful.
Oh.
And Gert is working on some hearts as well.
So everybody's like thinking about Valentine's Day. I do love you, baby.
I love you too. You don't have to do any projects for me though. It's okay.
Okay.
You do your art.
You guys, it's interesting because my membership knows I've been taking art classes for about a while now. And I'm really going to make a commitment to try to get better, which is going to mean that I'm going to have to take time and I'm going to be practicing. And it does kind of mean that I'm going to have a whole nother side to my business. So I'm going to be making a new page. So if you guys get an invitation from me, it's real. It's not like, a scammer. It'll probably be, I don't know if it's going to be Royce Hunt art or recycled art. I haven't decided. But I do want to have a different page because it's going to be more focused on my art journey. If you guys would love to come and watch me fumble and find my way through, you are welcome to join my journey because it is going to be a bumpy one. But I want to share it because I want to kind of share the process, and hopefully someone will be inspired when they see that. Even though I'm not like exceptionally talented, but by practicing and putting in the work, my art will get better over time. Learning the things, putting in the work, and then practicing. But I'll still be crafting. In my brain, it's all kind of the same anyways, but you know. And I'm hoping by the next launch, I'll be able to, use one of my art pieces for a paper. I can't see the other side of that, so I'm going to have to turn this around. Hopefully I don't have any drips over there. There's nothing worse than a drip when you're painting, because once it dries, it is so hard to get rid of it, right? And I'm probably going to have to do multiple coats just because the molds are white, the wood is brown, and I do want to make sure that everything is really like consistent when I have my final coat. And then you guys can like start thinking about if I should leave it a bright gold or if I should go in with like a dark wax after we're all done to really age it and make it look more like an antique frame. Decisions.
Sheila Teagan, why is David so quiet? Not feeling
Right? I said he's quiet.
I'm fine. I'm fine. It's just I think I'm mimicking your energy tonight.
Oh, you matching my energy? Oh,
so.
Don't do that, baby. Should we talk about the new show we've been watching?
Ari Nana is watching.
Hey, Ari Nana.
I'm sad.
I know. David really wanted to come over yesterday. You could have gone over without me, babe.
I know, but still. We haven't seen our granddaughter. Well, I haven't seen our granddaughter for 3 weeks.
It's been 3 weeks.
I think.
It's been about 2 weeks.
I think it's been closer to 3.
No, because remember we took Damar home and we sat and visited until Dom got home?
I thought that was 3 weeks ago.
Maybe
it was 2 weeks. Either way, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So just
too long.
Missing our granddaughter, missing our daughter-in-law too. It's so awful for grandparents because we only focus on the grandchildren, and the children still have feelings.
I know.
So,
what am I, chopped liver?
And I like Ariana. I really like Ariana.
I do.
She's just sweet.
Ariana, the word on the street is you got a cricket over there. I'm gonna be bugging you to make me some stencils.
So I without checking with you first, I was like, oh, we'll come over tonight. We'll bring pizza. And then you were like, I don't know. I don't want to get the baby sick. I'm still kind of dealing with this. And I was like, yeah, you're right. So I had to text back and say, no, grandma's not 100%.
Yeah, because even when they came by the other day, I wore a mask the whole time they were here.
Yeah.
Because I don't
Yeah.
want to be
And I was at
responsible.
work, so I didn't get to see her.
I
So.
know. But I guess the doctors are saying whooping cough is bad in adults right now.
Oh, okay. So we
And
really don't want to be around her. No.
if I have pertussis or whatever you call it, I don't want to be passing that on to the baby. No, no, no.
Is it going to be gold or is it going to be a copper patina? Lisa Vansel asks.
Oh, that's right. We had decided on a patina, didn't we? I forgot, Lisa. I slept since then, girl. We can do a little patina on here, although gold doesn't oxidize, but we'll just pretend.
Carol Kincaid and Rima Becerra both say age it.
Yeah. Hey, Rima.
Louise Stevens loves the idea of you and art all in.
I'm nervous and excited because you kind of have to make a decision that you're going to go for it. But I feel like if I don't do it, I'm kind of being a bit of a hypocrite because I always show up and tell you guys all the time to go for it. And then how can I be like a chicken shit if I'm going to tell you guys to be brave?
Now?
I've been watching, what's that show we're watching?
Ted Lasso.
I've been watching Ted Lasso. They've influenced me. No, I'm just saying I was actually purposeful with that word. Because I don't want to be, telling you guys to go for it, and then I'm over here too afraid to go for it myself.
Rima Becerra, true. My daughter gets mad at me for asking about my grandson and not her. It's true. We get forgotten about. My mom did it to me.
Yeah.
She cared. She wanted to know how the grandkids were, and she wanted to see the grandsons. Mm-hmm. I get it. I get it now.
But back then you were like, what about me?
But then I started to tease her and I said she liked my wife better than she liked me.
When I had Dominique, we came home and I'm going to tell you, I was torn from A to Z. So I was walking at like 0.5 miles per hour. They just took the baby and went in the house and I was still walking to the house. They were all in the house, cooling over the baby, and there I am trying to get to the house. I'm like, so I'm not like that.
No. So we'll see the grandkids, next weekend maybe.
Well, Dom's on his 7 right now, so
I know.
I was kind of hoping we could do something, but
we'll figure something.
We shall see.
Excuse me.
We shall see. Poor David, he got roped into going to the post office for me yesterday. Did the ladies give you a side eye when you came in with all those boxes?
I just apologized right from the start. I said, look, I'm sorry, I got so much. They go, it's okay. There was no line, so it was okay.
Okay. And we did piece it out. Like, we took 4 or 5 trips to the post office. So we didn't just, take all of them at once.
And anybody who came in, I was like, you go ahead of me, I got a lot.
Yeah.
But the only one that came in with me is my competition.
Your competition?
The editor for the newspaper.
Oh.
So, who's a friend. And he's not competition. He's a good guy.
Tom is really nice.
Yeah, and I'm like, Tom, you go ahead of me. I got a lot. He goes, no, I'm just dropping off. I'm good. So he just handed the letter and then.
Nobody's in a hurry.
Yeah. So it was just me till almost the end, and then somebody walked in, but there were only a couple of pieces left.
I have trust issues, y'all. I want them to scan it at the counter and give me a receipt. Because they can come to the warehouse and pick up.
Well, I think there's a way for you to get the tracking that way, but I think because you use, Pirate Ship?
I use Pirate Ship. You can print out the daily shipment, and they just use there's one scan, and it it just kind of puts everything in one though.
Oh, because I was going to say, I've seen them scan individual items. I assume that means you have to use their software.
No, as long as it's a barcode, they'll scan it. But no, if they come pick up, they're going to expect me to have one sheet, and it has one barcode with all of the ones that are kind of in that bundle. And I'm going to get to the point where I'm going to have to do that. That's what's going to happen. But we'll see. We shall see. This is boring watching me paint, isn't it?
Do they come out to the warehouse?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying. I can schedule a pickup.
Oh, okay.
But I have trust issues.
And you have to be at the warehouse all day because you don't know when they're going to show up.
That's true. Because we're in the county.
Right now, you're not at the somebody needs to be there 8 hours a day.
No. We are not. You guys reminded me we were going to do like a rusty patina, weren't we? I don't know. I'm kind of digging the gold. And the cool thing about this paint is that it's because we're using a sealer, we don't have to seal it. You guys know how sometimes with metallics, they're beautiful, and then when you seal them, they lose their luster. But we don't have to seal this. So if we want to do wax over the top, we can just go right over this once it's dry. But I think we should do some wax. That'll help bring out some of the details, and it'll give it some more depth too. And I was going to do gold leaf, but honestly, I don't feel like messing with the gold leaf. Whoops. That piece is tacked, but it's not really stale. You guys help me remember that everything is not glued down really good, so I got to be careful. I have to be nice. Remember how I talked about this paint goes a long way? I made too much. I'm going to do a whole nother coat of this over this. And I'm probably still going to have paint left over. But I always make too much. These edges are bothering me because they're kind of ugly. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. You guys see that? All those little dings and there on the edge. I don't like that. Should I put a trim around the edge? And then we'll have this side though that I have to work around where the hinges are. Maybe I'll just put some wood filler in there and then come back and paint it again. That might be easier. What do you guys think? Has anybody else watched Ted Lasso, the show? Is it only on Apple TV?
Yes.
Oh. There's actually a lot of good shows on Apple TV. This is my third show that I've binge watched.
Chris Schmidt says you should get a bulk discount for all your packages. Rusty Patina would have been great. Bring out the details. And Rima says you don't have to paint in one direction with this gold. There's no mica in it, but real metal. Lori Stanley Anderson, fill those holes with wood filler.
That would be easy, huh, Lori?
Rima says it'll look good once you age it. Sheila Teagan, I opt for the easy way.
I'm with you, Sheila.
Phyllis, why does YouTube go black and not let you comment? I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, I
That's
read your
weird.
comment. And Gert says the trim would look pretty.
Gert's trying to put me to work. No, I'm teasing Gert. And Rima's right. I do love this because it self-levels. And I know my bottle says that I have matte varnish in here, but I'm pretty sure this is 1R enamel, which is from Wise Owl, and it self-levels. So you guys will notice there aren't any brush strokes. You can see the wood grain, but you don't see any brush strokes in here at all, which I love. So I'm going to hit this with my dryer real quick, and then we shall do another coat of paint.
just so everybody knows, we literally have one episode left to watch.
I know. We got to watch it tonight.
So no spoilers.
Yeah, don't tell us what happens. Although I have a feeling I know what's going to happen. Which is a question I asked this entire season. And this stuff dries so quickly, you guys. It doesn't take a lot. I just want to make sure I don't have anything like pooled anywhere. And with the resin, this is an older mold before they started like the micro texture on the molds. And so there are parts of the molds where you can see the white. So that's why I want to go in and do another coat and really make sure that I have full coverage on everything. And then we'll go in with the dark wax and we'll grunge it up some, because this is just a little bit too pretty for me. You guys know I like it grungy. Or do I don't know. Do I want to do a patina? I don't know. So this is, we talked a little bit about it last week. Is this our last live, baby?
No, they'll probably, well, you'll definitely do one when...
yeah, for the release, but that wouldn't be a regularly scheduled one either.
I think you said it's probably going to take 2 to finish this.
Is that what I said?
I think that's what you said last week.
So we're coming up on our last live. I guess it won't be tonight. And when I say the last live, I mean the last like regularly scheduled live. We were talking about it last week for anyone who wasn't here. I don't think we ever decided if it's been 6 years or 7 years that I've been going live every Sunday. I know I've been going live like longer than that, but I mean like the consistent every Sunday, because we started off going every Saturday, remember?
Yes.
And then we changed it to Sunday. So like the regularly scheduled lives, I think it's been 6 years that we've been doing these. It was before we had grandbabies.
Yes. Well.
Yeah.
Yeah, before, yes.
I tell you, you think your kids make time go by fast? These grandbabies make time go by real fast. Really, really fast. Are you watching something else, baby?
I am not.
Are you sure?
I am.
You're not watching no comic?
I'm not watching any comic lives. Although when I was looking for our live, I did see Morris and Tiffany are live tonight. And we like them.
Yes.
So if you like comics, go look up Lady T's.
They've been going live the same time spot for a long time too, haven't they?
Same exact time as us for, I think, almost the same duration.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, Carol Kincaid said you said 2 more times last week.
Oh, okay.
Kathleen Uvis, the last live needs to be a party, giveaways, chat, and a cool craft.
You know what? That's a really good idea.
Sheila Teagan, I missed something. No more lives?
No, Sheila, we're going to take a break for a little bit. I'm tired, girl. That's kind of what it boils down to. My business model has changed significantly, and it requires a lot more time. Like I'm in the warehouse, shipping out orders, and there's just a lot more hands-on. And so it just doesn't give me a lot of time to create. I used to spend so much time either practicing and coming up with new ideas for you guys, making videos, all the things. But I am going to try to like ramp up my YouTube channel. I think logistically, pre-recorded videos is going to be what works.
So Mary Beth Barton asks, what is the plan if there's no more lives? So YouTube will definitely be the free option.
Yes. So there'll be videos I'm working on. I think I have a video editor. That's been my major like hiccup. So that we can upload videos every week for you guys to watch. And of course, my short form, the reels will be there for you guys to see. So, I mean, I'll still be here. I just won't be here live.
And then, but if you do want to interact live, there is the membership.
The membership, yeah. We meet monthly inside of our membership community.
Monthly or weekly?
I mean, not monthly, weekly. I'm sorry, babe. Thank you. We meet weekly inside of our membership. Right now, we're focusing on creating wearable art, which has been really fun.
Watching.
Hey, Drea, she'll be here now.
Drea will be here for the live next time.
She will. Well, I don't know if she's going to be here Sunday. She might be. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
Because, you know, that's a Sunday. She might be headed back to San Diego.
Back,
yeah. I don't know how long she plans on staying. How long do you plan on staying, Andrea? But.
Make Drea do a craft.
Oh, yeah. Good luck with that. My friends and family love me, but they don't, you know, they're not interested.
They do. Edward was your nephew, our nephew. Edward he was good.
Oh, yeah.
Edward's artistic, though.
He is. And I want to see if Ariana will do something with me.
Well, that could be a pop-up.
Yeah.
And then I guess I'll just have to fall on the grenade and watch the baby.
You poor baby.
I know, but you know, if that's what it takes, I guess I'll have to do it. Play with a little baby that just gives me the side eye.
I
Doesn't even
know.
give me side eye, just stares at me. Like, if she could melt me, I think she would.
She talks to me. But it's okay, because Damar walks into our house, you guys, and he's like, hi, Grandma. And then he walks around the corner and sees David and says, Grandpa! Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Tiana ain't giving me nothing. Literally nothing.
And then in the evening, he's like, is Grandpa coming? He's going to be here in a few minutes. He knows when the sun starts going down to start looking for you.
Oh.
Yeah. So then he's looking out the blinds on the front door to see if you're coming. I think that's good, right? I think I covered all the crevices. One of the things when you're painting something like this, you think about the surface area and how many planes there are, like facing this way and that way and this way and that way. So it's easy. If you just paint it from one perspective, it's super easy to overlook something. So whenever I'm painting anything, I like to look from multiple perspectives, especially when you're painting furniture. But if you're doing something ornate, you really want to look from multiple angles to make sure that you kind of painted everything and that nothing is left undone. Because there's so many opportunities to do just that. Although with furniture, you don't always have the ability to turn it around. So you turn you around. I think one of the reasons I stopped painting so much furniture is because it's like doing yoga.
I really want you to get back into that.
I know. I have this piece right here that's still waiting for me. I still have a vision for it, though. I have the wallpaper already cut out. I already have the decoupage paper picked out for it. I just need to do it. Do it. Okay. So I have this. I'm going to put a lid. Look at all that paint I made, you guys. Ugh. I always make too much. I'm going to put a lid on this. And this will last for a little bit. But it's not going to last a really long time. So I'm going to have to find something to do with this like in the next couple of days. Okay. So I gotta find my dark wax. Should I use glaze or wax, you guys? I love the way that wax looks, but wax isn't exactly permanent. Like, I guess for something like this, it would be permanent, but like on furniture, I mean, I guess it'll be like 7 or 8 years. You may have to re-wax it, but it isn't exactly permanent, is why I prefer to use glazes and then to seal. But I feel like the wax is what I need for this piece specifically. And so everything is the same color, so it's hard to see all the details. So because we're going to be using the wax, I want to push it into the details. And what will happen is the insets will be darker, and then the high points of the molds will be lighter, and we'll be able to see the details a lot better. And I kind of feel like I want to put trim somewhere. Whoops. Like, what if I put trim around the inside like that? I might end up going back and doing that. Because there really isn't enough room to put it up there, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Glaze, wax. I don't remember. I saw you using the UV resin on that heart. Girl, all those pearls, did you do those one by one? Oh, Lord. On your live. And I think we're dry. This stuff dries so fast. Let me, oh, I see some wax right there. Good job. So, you guys know, like I tell you guys all the time, I will tell you the brands that I'm using, but I want you guys to use what you have. And usually I'll say I'm using this, but you can use whatever. But I will say that Annie Sloan's dark wax is my personal favorite dark wax. And I think it's because of the color. It's like a really rich brown color. And I really do like it for most things. Wise Owl has a dark wax, but it's more of a cooler brown, and Annie Sloan's is a warmer brown, if that makes any sense. So I find myself drawn to this one more often than not. I was looking for my pixie brush, the pointy one, but I'm not seeing it. My paint pixie. Paint Pixie has a natural paintbrush, and it's round and it's pointy, and I love it for wax, but I am not seeing it. So I do keep my brushes separate, so you guys can look and you can tell that this is a wax brush. So I use this brush for wax. I will never paint with this brush. I don't feel like I could ever wash it well enough to trust to be able to use it with paint without impacting my paint. And I don't wash this brush, y'all. So this is my dark wax brush. I do have a light wax brush somewhere. I don't see it. I'm missing 2 of my wax brushes. So we're gonna go ahead and just use this one. It'll be fine. And I really do not want to ruin another brush, because what I like to do is to put my dark wax in and then use my Paint Pixie brush to kind of pull it out. It'll be fine. We're gonna have a make it work moment right now. And I still have to be nice, right? Because I just glued these pieces down. So even though they're like set on there, they're not really set. So if this were like, if you're doing this at home, I would wait until your pieces are glued down really well, especially for the wax, because you want to be able to really push that wax down into the recesses of your piece. And I really am missing my brush. It's probably in the house by the sink. And I'm going to put the brown on all of the gold just to make sure that everything is consistent. And then we'll look at the parts that are waxed and the parts that are not, so you guys can see what I mean.
Alyssa Visithin says add the pearls. Lisa Vancil says add the edging. And Kimberly Jenkins says it looks pretty.
That's why my projects never get done, you guys, because I never know when to quit. I mean, they get done eventually, but you guys know what I mean. But you guys see already, look at how much prettier that is with the brown wax on there. But I'm going to wipe back some of this. So what I'm doing is really trying to push this brown wax into the crevices of the molds. So I'm not just like putting it on the top. I'm really pushing it in there, because that's where the magic happens. And I don't have to, normally you guys know my rule when you're waxing is to always use like a clear, either a clear coat or a clear wax first, especially if you're working with chalk paint. But we're working with a clear coat, right, with our mica powder, so with our pigment. And so this isn't porous, so I don't have to worry about it really absorbing a whole lot of wax, because it's not a super porous surface. So now I'm going to go over the top and I'm going to wipe that wax away so that my high points are really more of the brilliant gold, but then I have all the yumminess pushed into the recesses. And I'm going to end up assigning another brush for wax in order to do what I want to do, because I do want to be able to get a little bit closer on the flat areas to brush some of that wax out. I'm actually going to need to stand up to see. And so I'm wiping around my pieces right now to pick up a little bit of that wax. And my high points, I really do want those to be pretty like brilliant or shiny, so that they pop against the dark wax in those recessed areas. And so look at that. You guys see how much richer this sides look than this side? I just love, it's like magic. I love it. And let me show you guys up close so you can see how the darkness of the wax is in those recessed areas, and then the tops are clean and shiny. And so that just creates a lot more depth, and it also makes all those beautiful details pop. Like here, the details, everything lays kind of flat, right? Because it's all the same color. Whereas here, you can really, really see the details a lot more. So that to me is a benefit of using like a dark wax or a glaze whenever you're using molds. And you can do this with colors too. So if I would have painted white, maybe I would have gone in with a second color and pushed it into the recesses and then brushed it over the top, or even dry brushed a metallic over the top if I did a dark color. So just having the differentiation between the recesses and the parts that are the tallest really bring out the beauty of your molds. Excuse me. I do okay until I start talking. And I think that's why I'm a little, what'd you say, baby?
Subdued.
Subdued. I'm demure. Is because I know that if I start talking a lot, I'm going to like start coughing like a crazy person. I told David, I have like a video that's done. It's all edited and I just need to do the voiceover. But I've been waiting for my voice to get to normal, but I don't know. I may have to have some crazy sounding videos out there because I need to get them done. Would that throw you guys off if you came to my channel and my voice sounded weird? I'm trying to be careful. So I don't want to knock one of my molds off, but I really do want to push that wax down into the recesses. Are there any questions, babe?
Nope.
No?
No, we're
And I know we're light tonight. I did not make I usually make an event ahead of time and invite people, and I didn't. I am not quite myself, y'all. I'm sorry.
Amber Demakowitz, 3/4 of our city has flu.
Oh, wow.
Who's delivering Meals on Wheels, so at least the elderly and poor get one hot meal per day.
Oh, God bless you for delivering Meals on Wheels.
Load the plates to give them enough for 2 meals. Oh, okay. Our local just does it daily.
Yeah, we do. It depends. Like during the pandemic, we delivered extra meals on Fridays so they could have extra food over the weekend. If we could get more funding, we would do it more, but we do good to get funding for what we're doing already. I say we. Look, I'm not even the director anymore, but I still believe in the mission and the goal of our organization. And I just talked to Stephanie yesterday, or Thursday, I think it was. So. Okay. I went ahead and waxed the whole thing, and then I'll go around with my paper towel and wipe up the rest. And usually I like to use like a tea towel for this because, you know, they don't have a lot of lint, but I don't have one here handy that I feel like destroying because, again, once I use it for wax, I won't use it for anything else. So, oh, that wax is so pretty, isn't it? That like makes it 100% better. And honestly, most of my frames that I'm putting up in my my studio space are like this. They're just the gold. I've been able to score some pretty cool apothecary pieces off of Whatnot. A lot of brass. So I'm trying to make a space that's inspiring. So when I go in there, like I'm inspired to create fabulousness.
You are at an hour.
Am I?
Yep.
Get out of town. That was fast. Okay, I'm gonna clean this up and then I know this is a pretty like simple project, but I just want to make sure if anybody had any questions, concerns, suggestions, that we hear them. And you guys, with this wax, it's really cool because you can just wipe it back and it'll be pretty matte. But if you let it sit for like an hour or so, you can come back and buff it. And the more you buff it, the shinier it gets. And so you have control kind of your final finish when you're using wax. And if this were a piece of furniture, like this is just a frame, I'm gonna hang it on the wall So I'm not worried about anybody like brushing up against this dark wax before it cures. But if this were a piece of furniture, I would let this sit for about a day or so, and then I'd follow up with some clear wax to go over it. But I'm not going to do that with this one because it's going to go on the wall and it'll be fine. And your wax does cure, so it'll close eventually. Like, it doesn't stay open forever. And it does create a strong finish. It's just that if you have a piece that you're going to have around for a really long time, you may find that you need to re-wax it. Like, I have a fabric chair that I painted and I've re-waxed it once. I mean, once in 10 years, but the one in the living room. I guess I'm going to leave it. I have some wax in places and I want to go in with a brush and get it out, but I'm kind of liking that it's darker in some places than it is in others. And so why don't we'll do, next Sunday will be our last live. I'll make an event. And I like the idea of making it a party. What do you think, babe?
Sure.
You're just so easy today. You're killing me.
Yeah, we'll come up with some stuff.
And we'll do some giveaways and just a thank you. Because we've had some people, like some of the names that we read out, you've been reading those names for 6 years.
Oh, Dorothy Lage is probably #1 on that list. Skeens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris Schmidt.
Makowitz. I mean, yeah, there's lots of names.
There's a lot of names, right, that have been joining us live for years now, literally, which is crazy time to me. I remember the first time I saw somebody go live on Facebook, I was like, what are they doing? I remember the first time I went live on Facebook and I was like, what am I doing? And it's not to say that I'm never going to be live. They just won't be like the regular ones like we do now. And I'm going to schedule a live for the release too. And you guys know what I think is interesting is when IOD has a release, I will come on here and do a whole video and I'll do projects, but I never do that for my own release. Isn't that crazy? So we're going to do like a full on, it's going to be a long one like I did for the last IOD release where I'm going to come on and we'll look at the papers. There's 7 designs. I'll measure for you if you have questions like, if there's a flower on a design, you may want to know like, what size are those flowers? So I can measure those for you and give you that information. And we'll do a couple of projects together. And then I think we should even do like some drawings too. So that means we have 2 parties coming up. So one party is for our last live and one party will be for the launch of the new designs. And you guys make sure that you are, I'm looking for the QR code. I'm just going to put this one. This QR code will lead you to a list of resources, one of which is to become a Recycled Insider. And insiders get to see the new designs before anybody else. They get to see them the day before or the evening before. So they get to see first. So if you are not an insider, be sure and sign up. Somebody asked where the molds were from. What was the question?
Yeah, did you do the molds?
Yeah, we did all the molds on the frames. We started last week. We used Iron Orchid Designs. We used basically 2 molds, essentially. We used this one, which I can't remember the name of. Oops. I guess you guys want to see, what I'm doing. We used this one, which I cannot remember the name of. So somebody help me out, because this is the older mold and it doesn't have the name on it. And then we also used the Flourishes molds. So between the 2 of these, we made all the components and we put them together on the frame. And then we painted it with Posh Pigments. and went over with Annie Sloan's dark wax to add some depth and dimension. And you guys see how it warmed up the gold too? That warm brown is just so beautiful. I love it. And so now I've gone from like a boring box frame to something that's like beautiful and ornate. I do feel like, I think it's too late now because I've already waxed everything. But if we had done like some molds around like that, that would have been pretty. I don't know. You don't say. But I'm done because this is all I'm going to do with this project. And so that's it. And you guys remember that we used our molds like stamps, right? We patted them with the ink pad and then we stamped them out on the paper. And then we cut out our pieces so that we could figure out what we wanted to put where. I am so visual. If I can lay something out ahead of time and figure it out, that's like a big bonus. So that's what we did last week in order for us to figure out how we were going to lay our pieces. And you guys will notice that I pretty much left things the way we said we are going to do last week. I made some minor tweaks to these because remember I was just going to use the beading across here. But at the end of the live, you guys said that that was kind of boring. So we messed around with this. But this is pretty much where we landed as far as what we were going to do. But yes, we built this out. It was super fun. There are some new edging or molds that are coming out from ILD that are stunning. You guys are going to love them. And that's all I have today, babe, unless you had anything else.
Yeah, that's it.
Just a reminder, we still have a few seats left at the retreat. So if you guys would like to join us, it'll be April 24th through the 27th. And we'll be having, let's see, the 23rd. No, it's not the olive crest. I didn't use the olive crest mold. I forgot. I don't know the name of this one. Let's see. None of my IOD people know either. It's not the olive crest because the olive crest has a crest on it. And this one does one. This one is older than that. I just can't remember the name of it. What was I saying? Oh, the retreat is the 24th through the 27th. Meet and greet on the 24th. That's an evening. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we are going to be creating and hanging out and eating really good food and having community for the whole weekend. I'm so excited for what we have planned for you guys. I've been getting in materials over the last 3 months. You guys will not have to bring anything. Everything will be provided, including all of your paint supplies, your tools, your aprons, which your aprons will actually be in your swag bags. Those will be there for you guys to take home. And that's coming up soon. So we do have some spots left. If you're interested, let me know. I don't know if you want to continue to hang out. I'm still live. It's not live like this. We're actually live in a community. It's kind of like Zoom. So we're live in real time inside of the membership once a week. And so there's that. And then there's the retreat that's coming up. So there's a lot of opportunities for us to hang out. Classic Elements. Thank you, Rurutu. Thank you. So this one is the Classic Elements mold. This one is. So we use the Classic Elements and we use a few pieces from the Dainty Flourishes mold. So in order to build out our frame. And if you want to see how we kind of like went through it, you can watch last week's because we really did walk through and make decisions together about what we were going to put where. But I think she came out pretty cool. She looks kind of fancy, doesn't she? Oh, she fancy, huh? So you guys see what I'm saying? I got to figure out what I'm going to do with these edges. I don't know. Maybe I'll just paint them black. Do I leave them wood? Because it's going to actually sit on my wall like this. And I'm going to put a chain on the inside so that when it's open, it'll just sit like that. That's the plan. Stand. And so I kind of like it. And this was just a regular wood frame and we attached it to a wood box to kind of make a shallow cabinet. But this will be perfect for holding some of my supplies in there. Did you have anything, babe?
Yep, that's it.
Nope. David was quiet tonight, huh, you guys?
I was keeping an eye out, but there really weren't many questions.
I know. I didn't make an event. Lisa, I text Carmen probably 3-4 weeks ago, I think it was, but I haven't spoken to her in a while. I know that she is really taking time with family right now, so I'm trying not to be intrusive. But I do text her every now and again just to see how she's doing and to check in, see how, make sure she's okay. So, but I haven't talked to her in a few weeks, so thanks for the reminder. I might text her tomorrow and see how she's doing. But I think that's it. Unless anybody had any other questions. Thank you guys so much for joining for this project. Remember, next Friday, we will have next Sunday will be a going away party next Sunday. I'll have some prizes for everyone. I'll make sure and make an event. And I love that idea of having a party, a going away party. Not a going away. What should we call it? A going away party? I'm not going anywhere. I'll figure it out. But we'll have a party next Sunday, since that'll be our last Sunday night live. But we'll have another party scheduled for the launch too, but that probably won't be on a Sunday. It'll probably be during the day. But that's it. Thank you, thank you. You guys have a great evening. Hi, Karen. And we will see you guys next Sunday, Lord willing. Thank you guys so much. Good night.